Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe and click on the link tree found in the description of this video for links to my media content. Enjoy, and don't forget, wake up and smell the Clix. Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Welcome to another Team Build with Tlish video. Today our video will be, our team build will be centered around the Blue Cake Deadpool. That is the Play at Home Kit, OP Kit Deadpool. My last video was centered around the Ultra Chase Deadpool, but I did have a request from a viewer to do a team build based on this OP Kit Deadpool figure. So I'm happy to do this, and I thought it would be interesting to build a team around him. It's actually, I actually cheated a little bit because it's an X-Men swap team, so Deadpool will actually be swapped out, but you don't have to swap him out if you don't want to. But in most cases, Deadpool is going to start on the main force and then get swapped out. And it is a +7 X-Men theme team that we're going to be looking at today. I really actually like this team. I like how it came out. I hope you also enjoy this team build. So let's take a look at it. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I really appreciate it, and it helps me continue to make future team build videos and other Heroclix related content videos. So let's take a look at this team. So the first figure is going to be, this is a +7 X-Men theme team. The first figure is going to be Deadpool, X-Men Rise and Fall, set number 100. He is the Play at Home Kit Deadpool. He has 6 range with a single target. He has the team player and X-Men team abilities. He's 60 points. He starts, his opening click is 9 speed with stealth, 11 attack with energy explosion, 18 defense with combat reflexes, and 3 damage with probability control. He has the keywords Assassin, Deadpool Core, Thunderbolts, Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. So he's going to be on our X-Men theme team for today. He has improved movement characters. And he has a trait, got everyone goodie bags. At the beginning of the game, give each friendly character a goodie bag token and roll a d6. This game, friendly characters have the listed effect. 1 through 2, balloons. Free, remove a goodie bag token to gain flying this turn. 3 through 4, cake. Free, remove a goodie bag token to heal 2 Clix. And 5 through 6, illegal weapons. Free, remove a goodie bag token to modify damage +1 this turn. And then he has another trait, katanas and pinatas, blades, claws, fangs. When a friendly character KOs an opposing character, give them a goodie bag token. So the idea here with Deadpool, because now our next figure is going to be Professor X, okay, who allows you to swap out figures. So let's take a look at Professor X first real quick. So Professor X is from X-Men Rise and Fall, set number 28. He's an uncommon. He's 25 points. He has 8 range and a single target. He has the X-Men team ability. He has 6 speed with stealth, 10 attack, 16 defenses with combat reflexes, and 1 damage with outwit. He has traded a rally trait, rally opposing attack rolls. So if your opponent rolls a 5, you can place that 5 on his card, and he can use it later as a rally die. When Professor X uses it before rolling a d6, you may instead remove his rally die to use it as the result. So he has traded leadership. Okay, and if he uses a rally die, he can also use that for his leadership role. But then his most important trait is his next trait. Recruiting for a future threat. At the beginning of the game, you may replace up to 5 friendly characters with the same number of characters from your sideline on their starting Clix. All replacement and replaced characters must have the X-Men, Shi'ar, or Illuminati keywords and different names. The total points of the replacement characters can't exceed the total points of the replaced characters. You know, a lot of times X-Men swap teams can get really complicated. This team is not very complicated. We're only going to be swapping out like 1 or 2 figures. I didn't want to make it very complicated for the purposes of this team build. But I mean, the 2 figures that you're going to want to swap in this team are Deadpool and Professor X himself. So that gives us 60 and 25, 85 points to swap for 2 other characters of similar point values. And keep in mind that whenever you swap, like if I were to swap Professor X for a if I was to swap, let's say to swap whoever you swap for, the character that's being replaced, don't forget the replacement rules. So whichever character has the higher point value is what you're counting the points for when you're scoring during the game. So if I swapped to Deadpool at 60 points for somebody that was 80 points, then that, or let's say I swapped Deadpool for somebody that's less points. I swapped him for somebody that was 40 points. That 40-point figure would be still scored at 60 points because Deadpool is swapping for him. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the swaps. But in this case, in this team we're gonna swap Deadpool and Professor X. So that gives us 85 points to play with. And the cool thing about the Deadpool swap is that, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this on this team, was because you can activate his at the beginning of the game trait trigger, at the beginning of the game trigger before you activate the other beginning of the game trigger, I believe. So you give everybody goodie bags at the beginning of the game. Give each friendly character a goodie bag token and roll a d6. So you do that first. Then you swap Deadpool and Professor X for 2 other characters on your sideline. Now those characters that are coming in will not get the goodie bags, but anybody else on your team will receive a goodie bag, and they'll be able to use it for the duration of that game. And the goodie bag effects are pretty cool. You can possibly give somebody +1 damage, or you could possibly heal somebody 2 clicks, or even giving them flying for a turn is pretty good. So that's why I included Deadpool on this team along with Professor X in order to swap. So later on, I'll show you the sideline that I came up with of figures that you might want to swap for Deadpool and Professor X. So let's take a look at the third figure on this team, just on the main force, is going to be the Apocalypse Super Rare from X-Men Rise and Fall. I wanted to take advantage of the rally trait. So this is Apocalypse. He's a super rare. He's set number X-Men Rise and Fall set number 62. We're using him at 75 points. He has 7 range with 2 targets. He has the Cosmic Energy team ability and the X-Men team ability. He's got the Armor, Future, Horseman, Past, Ruler, and X-Men keywords. He's got 11 speed with Running Shot, 11 attack with Incapacitate, 18 defense with Impervious, and 3 damage with a special power. Okay. He has a rally trait also, so for opposing attack rolls that roll a 5. If an opposing attack roll rolls a 5, you may place a 5 on his card, and he can use that for a rally when he needs to. Remove Apocalypse's rally die to choose a friendly character that shares a keyword. the chosen character can use Blades, Claws, Fangs this turn. So you're potentially giving a character Blades, Claws, Fangs, which is really good. Also, he has another trait, the Strong Survive. Adjacent friendly characters or friendly characters with the X-Men or Horsemen keyword can use Steal Energy. And that's been updated because it was errated. It did previously say all characters, but now it says friendly characters. Thank you to Clix Nexus for updating the erratas in their database. Okay. And then Apocalypse has a defense power that says, I plan for this very opportunity. Invulnerability and Mastermind. That happens on his last 4 clicks. And he has a damage power, special damage power. The end is coming. Help me save this world. Leadership and Outwit. So here's another source of leadership so that you can still swap out Professor X and you'll still have leadership on your team. It also gives you an Outwit. So even if you're swapping out Professor X, you still have an Outwit. This Apocalypse is a pretty good attacker. He's got 7 range with 2 targets, and he's got running shot, so that's pretty good. And he gives all your team members Steal Energy, which is great. So your entire team has Steal Energy now, and also you can give out Blades, Claws, Fangs. Okay. So because we're kind of using the rally mechanic here, my next figure on this team I wanted to use was Dr. Moira Mctaggart. Let's take a look at Dr. Moira Mctaggart. She is X-Men Rise and Fall set number 24. She's 20 points. Okay. X-Men team ability. Okay. 0 range with a single target, 7 speed with stealth, 9 attack, 16 defense with super senses, and 1 damage with a special. Okay. She's got the scientist and X-Men keywords. Real name Dr. Moira Mctaggart. She's got a rally trait, opposing attack rolls. Power, remove a rally die from Dr. Moira Mctaggart to heal an adjacent character 2 clicks. So that's really good. Okay. And then she also has a power. She has a damage power. This is going to be key for her. Mirror Island Research Lab. Power. Give an adjacent friendly character with the X-Men keyword a rally die. So you don't have to necessarily rely on your opponent to roll 5s anymore because Dr. Moira Mctaggart can give out rally dice. Okay, and that's going to be good because you can give it to whoever you need to. If you want to dish out blades to one of your characters, you want to give out blades to one of your characters. Moira can give that rally die to Apocalypse, and then Apocalypse can give a friendly character Blades, Claws, Fangs. Okay, if you look at Apocalypse's rally die, choose a friendly character that shares a keyword. So they don't even need to be line of fire or adjacent. You can just give them Blades, Claws, Fangs. Okay, which is fun. That's a fun mechanic. So I think this team is designed to be like a fun team to use. So we have Deadpool and Professor X, who we're probably going to swap out. Apocalypse, Moira Mctaggart. Our next figure is going to be Mimic, the super rare X-Men Rise and Fall set number 61A. He's 45 points. We're using him at 45 points. He's got 6 range with a single target, Brotherhood of Mutants, and X-Men team ability. 11 attack, 10 defense. 11 speed, 10 attack, 17 defense with toughness, and 3 damage with leadership. So we do have a lot of leadership roles on this team, which is could be potentially good with removing action tokens. Mimic has also a rally die, opposing attack rolls. Free, remove Mimic's rally die to choose a displayed standard power a character within range and line of fire can use. Mimic can use the chosen power until your next turn. So there's some potential there to use with Moira, or if your opponent rolls 5s. Also another trait, Power Mimicry. At the beginning of the game, give a Mimicry token to a character on your sideline with a point cost less than or equal to Mimic and with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword. Mimic can use the displayed standard powers on the starting click of the character with his Mimicry token. And I'm going to show you later what character I picked, and you can always change this, But I'll show you which character I picked for the sideline for Mimic, for this particular Mimic. So we'll take a look later on when I go into the sideline characters. Mimic also has a stop click here, so he's got a stop click on his third click, that 17 defense special power there. That's a stop click. Desperately picking up powers, stop, toughness. When this click is first revealed, you may move the Mimicry token to another character with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword on your sideline if able. Okay. One reason why I like the fact that Mimic is on this team is because he's going to be hard to KO, especially because now with Apocalypse on your team, Mimic has Steel Energy. So he's got a stop click and he also has Steel Energy. Okay. And you could potentially give him blades, right? So that's good. So he could be an attacker if he needs to. All right, the next figure I have on this team is Multiple Man. I just really wanted to use Multiple Man on a team. He's a favorite figure of mine, especially from the X-Men Rise and Fall set. I'm actually noticing that most of the figures on the main force, I think all the figures on the main force of this team are from X-Men Rise and Fall. So if you really like that set and you want to build this team, you know, you should try to, you know, invest in some X-Men Rise and Fall figures, because I really like that set. Multiple Man, let's see, he's 40 points. We're using him at 40 points. He also has leadership, so there's another leadership rollout. He has the Underworld and X-Men team abilities, which means he can carry around figures. We also have some other flyers on this team, so we do have some figures able to carry other figures. He's 40 points. Multiple Man is a great tie-up figure, so we're gonna you want to definitely use him for that purpose, is to tie up your opponent's figures while you're attacking with like Apocalypse and your other attackers that you may have sidelined in. So Multiple Man has 8 speed with stealth, 10 attack, 17 defense with toughness, 2 damage with leadership. He's got the Detective, Hydra, Magia, Shield, Spy, X-Factor, and X-Men keywords. Real name, Jamie Madrox. He's got a trait, Reabsorption. Multiple Man isn't a standard character. If Multiple Man started the game on click number 9, he has a 0-point value for all effects, including scoring, Protected Pulse Wave. And he's got another trait, Creating New Dupes. Multiple Man takes a maximum of 2 damage from attacks. Whenever Multiple Man takes damage during your opponent's turn, and that's including anything like poison or anything, it doesn't have to be from an attack. Whenever he takes damage during an opponent's turn, after resolutions, generate a set number 7, X-Men Rise and Fall, Multiple Man on click number 9. Damage taken is the result after effects that reduce or otherwise affect damage are applied. Protected Pulse Wave. So, you know, you want to keep a bunch of Multiple Man with you to generate from outside the game. Keep in mind that when you're generating Multiple Men, they're not, the extra Multiple Men are not on your sideline. They don't have to be on your sideline. You're generating them from outside the game. So that's a good thing to note. But yes, he's very, you know, when you generate these Multiple Man figures, the ones that come in on click number 9, and they have Empower, and they have Incapacitate, and they have Plasticity. So they can be very annoying on that 9th click there. Okay. And they score 0 points from your opponent scores 0 points from them. So just having those extra plasticity figures, I mean, it'll be a big deterrent when you base somebody with Multiple Man. When you tie them up with Multiple Man, it's a big deterrent to actually want to hit Multiple Man, because every time you hit him, he generates one of these annoying copies of himself. So really great common from. And he's a common from X-Men Rise and Fall, set number 7. So really great figure. Okay, the next figure, and this is, so we've seen 6 figures from the team. We've seen Deadpool, Professor X, Apocalypse, Moira Mctaggart, Mimic, and multiple man. So that's 6 figures. So the 7th figure, we have 35 points left. And I think this figure that's 35 points has a lot of value. Because she's got prob, and she's actually a decent attacker. If you give her blades, claws, fangs, she could be a decent attacker. Tempo, we're gonna look at tempo. Set number 45 from X-Men Rise and Fall. She's a rare. She's got 8 speed with charge. She's a flyer, so she can carry people around. 10 attack, 17 defense with super senses, 2 damage with a special, and her special power is probability control, and adjacent characters can't use super senses, which can be very important if you need it. Okay, I mean, probably her most important trait that's really good here is the trait that she has. I can speed things up or slow them down. Free, choose an adjacent character and modify its speed by either +3 or -3 until your next turn. So, you know, if you pair that with somebody like Apocalypse, that's got a 6 speed running shot, you know, 11 speed, that's divided in half to 6. And then you give him a +3, he can actually move 9 squares and running shot 7 with 7 range. That's a pretty cool combo there. I mean, tempo just gives you reach with all of your figures, because if you're giving somebody +3 speed, you're giving them an incredible reach. So that's something that tempo does really well. She also can carry people around, and she's also got prob, and she can also nullify super senses. So she's a very useful piece for 35 points. So that is the main team. So the main force of the team is Deadpool, OP Kit, Deadpool, Professor X, Apocalypse, Dr. Moira Mctaggart, Mimic, Multiple Man, Tempo, and that's our main force. That's our +7 X-Men theme team. Now, let's take a look at 9 figures that I picked out for the sideline for this team. Okay, and we have 85 points to play with. So if we're going to swap out Deadpool and Professor X, that's 85 points, 60 and 25. So the first figure I had, let's take a look first at the figure that I had as a sideline for Mimic, for Mimic's pick power ability. So Mimic's pick power ability says, at the beginning of the game, give a Mimicry token to a character on your sideline with a point cost less than or equal to Mimic, and with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword. Mimic can use the displayed standard powers on the starting click of the character with his Mimicry token. So, you know, we have Outwit and we have Prob on this team, so I really wanted something with Perplex, just to give us the, you know, the pop powers, Perplex, Outwit, and Prob. So I wanted something with Perplex. I wanted to find a figure with Perplex, and also maybe Telekinesis. So the figure that I chose was Mother from House of X. So if you look at House of X Mother, she's got some great displayed standard powers. All right, Mother, she's 35 points, and we're really just, you know, we don't have to worry about anything on her card. I mean, she is a title character, but you are allowed to have 1 title character on your force. And this is the only title character we have on our force. But her displayed standard powers, Mimic is going to get all of these. So Mimic's going to get Sidestep, Telekinesis, Willpower, which gives him a rollout to potentially remove action tokens from himself, and then Perplex. Okay, I think that's really cool power set to give Mimic, and that makes Mimic a really good support piece for 45 points. Who could potentially, you know, hurt somebody with blades. If Apocalypse gives him blades, he could potentially, get in there and make an attack or something like that. Okay, so that's what I picked for the sideline for Mimic. All right, Mother is a House of X set number 63. She's a super rare. Okay, then we have our sideline figures for the swap. So here's my first sideline figure for the swap that I thought might be good. So with 85 points, we have a 55-point figure, Mystique. She's a super rare from X-Men Rise and Fall, set number 60. Using her at 55 points, she's got 5 range with dual target. She's got the Brotherhood of Mutants and the X-Men team abilities, 8 speed with running shot, 11 attack with incapacitate, 17 defense with a special, and 3 damage without wit. So she has Krakoan Revival on her as a trait. So if you wanted to sideline in somebody that has Krakoan Revival and actually play with Krakoan Revival on your team, then you might want to consider Mystique. Okay, and that's why I chose her. She also has improved movement characters and improved targeting out of adjacency. She has a trait, let me slip into something more comfortable, Stealth, and Mystique modifies defense +1 for each action token on adjacent opposing characters. She has Impervious and Super Senses, and Willpower protected outwit. So she has 2 rollouts when she gets attacked. She has Impervious and Super Senses. She also gets Super Senses for the rest of her dial. She's got Outwit. She can running shot and deal 3 damage, so she could be an attacker. And she can revive your other characters if you want to use Krakoan Revival. So that's why I picked Mystique. I thought she was an interesting choice to pick. I mean, she's 55. You know, if we're swapping out 85 and she's 55, then of course with 30 points, we could swap in Dark Phoenix. So that would be the next character on my sideline. Dark Phoenix is 30 points. She is a retaliator. She's 10 speed. She's got 10 movement. No, sorry. She's got 9 speed with sidestep, 11 attack, 17 defense, and 3 damage. She's got 10 range with triple target. She's got the Cosmic Hellfire Club, Phoenix Force, and X-Men keywords. Real name Jean Grey. Trait Feeding on Life Forces. When Dark Phoenix KOs an opposing character or an opposing character takes 4 or more damage from her attack, after resolutions, heal her 1 click. She may heal past her starting lines this way, but can't be healed in any other way. She also has an attack power, Colossal Retaliation, Child of Light and Darkness, free. If no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Dark Phoenix or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Dark Phoenix such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so also targeting all other characters, friendly or opposing, within 3 squares. Hit characters are given an action token and each dealt 2 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. So that's really good. And then her defense power is Stop Impervious. Okay, so she can actually heal up if she KOs something. She heals up past her stop click. This Dark Phoenix, you know, has been known as a deadly retaliating figure, so she's really good. You know, if you choose Mystique, if you choose to swap in Mystique, you could also pick Dark Phoenix. Any figure that you choose that's 50 or 55 points, I would also swap in Dark Phoenix. So to make it like 80 or 85. Okay. So the next 50-point figure I put on the sideline, you know, just in case you want some kind of defense here, is Sage from the Fast Forces, from House of X Fast Forces. Sage. She's 50 points. She has sidestep, 10 attack, 17 defense with super senses, 1 damage with outwit. She's got 4 range with a single target. She's just kind of a fun figure if you want to kind of nullify your opponent. She has the mutant CIA trait with stealth and moves through and targets through hindering. She also has a trait monitoring worldwide for anti-mutant activities. During each opponent's turn, their force can't use the following powers more than once each: Outwit, Perplex, and Probability Control. They can only use Outwit once, Perplex once, and Probability Control once. Okay, and that's why I put her on the team for that trait. She's not on the team, she's on the sideline. So if you wanted to use her and use that ability, you could swap her in. I mean, she's not much of an attacker, but you could swap her in and use that if you wanted to. Okay. I also have another 50-point figure on the sideline, and this one could be more of an attacker. So let's say you roll for map and you win map. You know, you don't have to swap until the beginning of the game effects are triggered. So you would trigger Deadpool's goodie bag trait, and then you would trigger the Professor X's swap trait. And you know, if you already know you've won map, you could pick the Otherworld Castle, and here, and you could swap in Jubilee. Okay, and Jubilee is really good because I mean, we'll take a look at her. So Jubilee has 2 dials here. Okay, and as you can see, the first dial has sidestep, energy explosion, energy shield deflection, and a special power. And the special power on her first dial is free once per game for all friendly characters with this power. If it's your 5th turn or later, or the map's name includes Otherworld, turn Jubilee to click number 7. And then she goes to her other dial. Okay, so if you already know that you won map and you choose to go to the Otherworld Castle, then you could swap in Jubilee onto your team and get a really good attacker for 50 points, because her secondary dial that starts on click number 7 is really good. And you'll see she's got a trait, Excalibur Mystical Protectors. She's got Mystics, but only triggers during range attacks, and she has Protected Mystics. She also has a speed power on her click number 7. You're not a baby. You're not a human baby. Running shot, flying, and giant size. Jubilee has Protected, Outwit, and Pulse Wave. Okay, so she's got 11 speed with running shot, and she's a giant size. She's considered a giant size figure. Her special attack power on click number 7 is modify range +3. So now she has an 8 range with 2 targets. And penetrating psychic blast. Free, remove all non-debris terrain markers within range from the map. So if they try to barrier, you could just remove it. As long as you're within 8 squares. That's crazy. Okay, she can remove all non-debris terrain markers. So she gets around barrier. She's giant size. She's got penetrating psychic blast. She's got 4 damage with shape change, 18 defense with invincible. So she's no joke. Okay, for 50 points, that's a great value. She makes it a great attacker. So Jubilee is definitely someone you want on your sideline, just in case you win map and you want to go to the Otherworld Castle. Okay. Then, here's another attacker for 50 points that you can pick. So if you decide to swap Jubilee in, that's 50 points, and then you would pick Dark Phoenix for 30, and that would make 80. So you could swap in Deadpool and Professor X, swap them out for Jubilee and Dark Phoenix, and you're only losing 5 points, which is negligible. It's okay. Then we have another attacker that we can use on our sideline to swap in is the Cyclops Sentinel. Okay, Cyclops Sentinel has 9 speed with running shot, 11 attack with a special, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, and 4 damage with leadership. One really cool thing about the Cyclops Sentinel is he's got 8 range with a single target, and he also targets through blocking. So if you are brought to a map with blocking, and you want to be able to shoot through the blocking, Cyclops Sentinel is really good. He's also colossal. He can be a good attacker and deal quite a bit of damage. At the beginning of your turn, Cyclops Sentinel may move 1 square. If an opposing character with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword is on the map, they may move an additional 1 square. Also, a trait, Decapitation, is irrelevant. Once per game, when Cyclops Sentinel takes damage from an opponent's attack, after resolutions, you may generate a Sentinel head bystander. If you do, Cyclops Sentinel can't make range attacks for the rest of the game. So he comes with a bystander that if he takes damage, you generate that bystander. Okay, let's take a look at the bystander. So here's the Sentinel head bystander, which has sidestep 0 speed with sidestep, 12 attack with penetrating psychic blast, 4 damage, and 18 defense. If Cyclops Sentinel is on the map, this character can't be KO'd except by a critical hit. So the head is indestructible. You know, the trait, the defense power is called Scott is indestructible. So it's not really indestructible, but it can't be KO'd except for a critical hit. Sentinel head can't be chosen for Mastermind. Okay, so you are able to generate that bystander if you have Cyclops Sentinel on the map. And then his attack power for Cyclops Sentinel is Enormous Octic Beam. Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Cyclops Sentinel hits with a range attack, after resolutions, choose one to affect a hit character and all opposing characters adjacent to it. Deal them each 1 penetrating damage, or give them each an action token, or knock them back 6 squares each. Okay, so that's really good because now you could potentially attack somebody, deal them 4 damage, then deal them and everybody around them 1 penetrating. So this Cyclops Sentinel can deal a lot of damage, so that's a really good attacker as well to have on your sideline for 50 points. Okay, now the next figure I have on my sideline is Speed Weasel, and he's 60 points. So that's if you want to swap Deadpool straight for Speed Weasel, you could swap him for 60 points for her. I think Speed Weasel is I think it's her. I'm not sure, but so Speed Weasel you could swap for Deadpool straight up if you want to do that. Speed Weasel is a chase from X-Men Rise and Fall, set number 66. She is a very powerful character in her own right. 14 speed with a special, 11 attack with Blades, Claws, Fangs, 18 defense with super senses, 3 damage with exploit weakness. She's got the Defenders and Mystics team abilities. You know, Mystics is always dangerous. Improved movement elevated. There's a trait, can't catch me, Snail Kissers. When Speed Weasel uses Blades, Claws, Fangs, or super senses, after resolutions may place her up to X squares away from her current square, where X is equal to the D6 result. Okay, so she kind of bounces around. You know, and she's also that speed power that with 14 speed is charge. Once per turn, when Speed Weasel is given a close destroy action. Excuse me. Once per turn, when Speed Weasel is given a close destroy action after resolutions, she can use charge as free. So she can potentially go 14 full squares using the charge, right? Because you can charge twice. You know, she charges once for 7, breaks something, or uses a close destroy action, then charges again for 7 more. Speed Weasel has a really far reach. And with that Blades exploit, that could be really dangerous. You know, rank 11 attack, Blades, and 3 damage with exploit. It doesn't work so well with the Apocalypse rally die, because Apocalypse is not gonna want to give Speed Weasel Blades since she already has it. But you know, she is gonna get Steel Energy, so that's good just in case she gets injured. You know, she will be tough to take down because she's got high defenses all throughout her dial. It's a really good chase from X-Men Rise and Fall. One of my favorite chases is Speed Weasel. Then you know, that's 60 points. So if you're going to swap a 60-point figure, let's say you want to also swap Professor X. You know, we have Deadpool at 60 and Professor X at 25. So now we need a 25-point figure to swap out for Professor X in case you want to. You know, Professor X is pretty good on his own, but if you want to swap him out and get some telekinesis, get some more TK, And keep in mind, Mimic is already has TK because you have Mother on the sideline for Mimic. So Mimic is going to have TK. But if you want to swap Professor X out, I would suggest the Colossal Phoenix from X-Men the Animated Series, set number G010. Okay. This is the second X-Men the Animated Series figure on our sideline because Dark Phoenix is also set number 20 from X-Men the Animated Series. Okay. Or X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga, as some people call it. Okay. So Phoenix is also on our sideline. She's 25 points. She's got 10 range with a triple target. Power Cosmic and X-Men team abilities. 10 speed with phasing teleport and flying. 11 attack with telekinesis. 16 defense with a special and 3 damage with a special. Her trait, Cosmic Entity. Phoenix can't be the target of an attack with more than one target. Another trait, Eternal Flame of Destruction and Rebirth. Energy Shield Deflection and Poison. When Phoenix uses Poison and an opposing character took damage from it, after resolutions choose one. Heal 1 click for each opposing character damaged this way, or heal each adjacent friendly character 1 click. Okay? And keep in mind, if you're starting Phoenix on that last click, she can't heal up past her starting line. So now she cannot heal up past her starting line. Then her defense power, Colossal Indifference. Stop. If Phoenix starts on the 25-point line, she can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. And then she's got a damage power, Colossal Retaliation, Psionic Maelstrom. Free. If no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Phoenix or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Phoenix within 3 squares of the chosen character that then make a range attack targeting that character and all other opposing characters within 3 squares, regardless of line of fire. Instead of normal damage, deal each hit character 1 penetrating damage for each action token they have. Hit targets that can use Incapacitate, Mind Control, Outwit, or Penetrating Psychic Blast modify their combat values -1 until your next turn. So that could be a really powerful retaliation power. But I mean, the main reason why I would include this Phoenix and swap Professor X out to put Phoenix in is because she's got 10 range and she's got telekinesis, and she also has Colossal. She's a Colossal, which means that she has willpower that succeeds on a 3 through 6. So if you're rolling willpower with her, and she's succeeding on a 3 through 6 because of her colossal size, she is potentially removing an action token from herself at a very high probability that she's removing an action token from herself every turn. And then she can TK almost every turn with 10 range and being able to see have line of fire over everything else because she's a colossal. So that makes Phoenix really good as a 25-point TK figure. Okay. That and also with tempo on your team, you're going to have lots of reach and lots of mobility. Okay. So that is, if we look at our sideline so far, we have Mother, and that's assigned to Mimic. Then we have Mystique, the super rare. We have Dark Phoenix. We have Sage, Jubilee, Cyclops Sentinel, Speed Weasel, Phoenix. And now for my last figure on my sideline, and this would probably be my most likely figure to sideline in for Deadpool, would be Mimic Prime. And I know he's a little bit hard to get, Mimic Prime. Yeah, he's a super rare Prime. If you don't have Mimic Prime, you can use Omega Red Prime. Omega Red Prime is also 60 points and would be fine as an attacker. Okay, or you can use Speed Weasel for 60 points, or any of the other sideline figures. This sideline is not necessarily, the set in stone sideline. This is just the one that I came up with. But if you like my main force team, but you want to make your own sideline, feel free to go ahead and do that. You know, you can substitute any of these sideline figures. Go ahead, you know, be creative. But this is what I chose. Mimic Prime, I thought works really well. He's 60 points. He's got 8 range with a single target. He has the Dark X-Men Excalibur, Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, the 5, and X-Men keywords. Real name Calvin Rankin. He's got 11 speed with a special power. He's flying. 11 attack with penetrating psychic blast. 18 defense with super senses. And 3 damage with exploit weakness. Okay. He's got a trait, Rally. Opposing attack rolls. So you can use Moira Mctaggart to give him a rally die here if you want. Remove Mimic's rally die and choose a displayed standard power a friendly character within range can use. Mimic can use the chosen power this game. So that's really good because now you're just giving Mimic Prime a power for the rest of the game. And Moira Mctaggart combined with Mimic, that's great. You know, you can give Mimic running shot from Apocalypse, and that would give Mimic a 11 speed running shot with 8 range and penetrating damage because he's got penetrating psychic blast. You can also give Mimic impervious from Apocalypse, and that would give Mimic another rollout and some padded defense for his first click, so he doesn't get one shot immediately, right? If you give him impervious, that buffs up his defense a little bit. Okay, not to mention that Apocalypse hands out Blades Claw's Fangs, so you can give Mimic Blades Claw's Fangs, and you know his speed power. So he's got a trait here, absorbing powers all around me. Mimic can use the displayed standard and attack and damage powers of adjacent characters. So that's really good. And then also his speed power is charge, flurry, and plasticity. So, you know, if you're giving him charge and flurry, and Apocalypse is handing out blades to him, and then he's got exploit weakness. That's a 11 speed charge, flurry, blades, exploit weakness. That's possibly 12 penetrating damage. So really good combination with Mimic Prime. I think that's really fun. Potent figure. You can give him lots of powers from your other characters. And I think Mimic Prime is a good choice here. If you don't want to use Mimic Prime, you can always use Omega Red. And Omega Red also has charge and flurry. Here's Omega Red. He's 60 points. He's got a stop click with combat reflexes at the end. He has a speed power, charge, sidestep, and plasticity. He's got Blades Claw's Fangs. He's got traded Giant Reach 3 with flurry. And when he hits, all characters modify attack and damage -1 until your next turn. So also very good. Potentially the same damage output. Without the exploit, though. Omega Red does not have exploit weakness. So he doesn't have penetrating damage. But he's still dealing lots of damage. And really fun figure to use. So if you don't use Mimic Prime, you know, you can use Omega Red Prime. Both of those. You couldn't use both though. You could not use. This is just a note. You could not put Mimic Prime and Omega Red Prime on your team on your sideline at the same time because they are both taking up the Prime slot. So you can only use one Prime on your team. Okay. So that is the entire team. Okay. We've gone through the main force and the sideline. I'm just going to go over the main force really quickly. So the main force is Deadpool, the OP kit Deadpool, Professor X, uncommon from X-Men Rise and Fall, Apocalypse, the super rare from X-Men Rise and Fall, Dr. Moira Mctaggart, the uncommon from X-Men Rise and Fall, Mimic, the super rare from X-Men Rise and Fall, Multiple Man, the common from X-Men Rise and Fall, Tempo, the rare from X-Men Rise and Fall. So that is the main force. And then here is the sideline. We have Mother from House of X, super rare. Mystique, the super rare from X-Men Rise and Fall. Dark Phoenix, the rare Colossal from X-Men the Animated Series. Sage, Fast Forces from House of X. Jubilee, super rare from House of X. Cyclops Sentinel, the rare Colossal from X-Men the Animated Series. Speed Weasel, the Chase from X-Men Rise and Fall. Phoenix, the uncommon Colossal from X-Men the Animated Series. And Mimic Prime, the super rare Prime from X-Men Rise and Fall. So that is the entire team, and I'll just refocus the picture onto Deadpool so that you can see that. I mean, we kind of technically built around Deadpool, but we're swapping him out. So, but I still think this is a really fun team. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed watching this video. This is a team build with Tlish video. Please like, comment, subscribe definitely if you enjoy my content. Check out the link tree found in the description of this video for all the links to my media content, including Facebook, Discord, Patreon, and also my link to my YouTube if you want to subscribe. And don't forget, everybody, to wake up and smell the Clix. Enjoy.